We're back in the lab today, boys. Today we're going with Toxel's evolution, Toxtricity. Alright, so this Pokemon's actually really cool. I used it on my playthrough through Sword and Shield. At first I was kind of like, Toxel's not looking the best, but when it evolved, it did look kind of goofy, but I fell in love with it right away. So we're gonna break down some movesets for it. I don't think it has a ton of room for memeage, but we're gonna try. We got a regular like toxicity or toxtricity set. We got a low-key toxtricity set, and then we got a meme set. So it should be fun. So before we start, we gotta know toxtricity has two forms, right? 1, 2. We got the low-key form and the amped-up form. Okay, cool. So as you can see on the screen right here, we have the different forms and the different natures it takes to evolve Toxel into Toxtricity, right? So to get the amped-up form, natures like Hardy, Brave, Adamant, Naughty, like stuff like that, that's more so going to be the amped up, and then low key is going to be things like lonely, bold, relaxed, timid. But yeah, you can just screenshot this right now if you're looking for your specific nature. And the easy way to get Toxel is just getting it at the daycare. They'll give you an egg, it hatches, and then what do you know? You got yourself a nice new Toxel. And actually, I don't even think they'd give you an egg. I think they'd just give you the Pokemon straight up. So there you go. So looking at his stats, we got HP, which is like an average, special defense and defense, average. This is not going to be a defensive Pokemon, spoilers. And then we have attack and special attack. Both are actually pretty good. Attack isn't as low as I thought it was going to be, because in my playthrough I only use special attacking moves. But it's looking solid overall. Speed is pretty average, it's on the average side, but we have a few moves to compensate for that. Alright, then looking over at type effectiveness, it's going to be weak to ground and psychic, maybe an air balloon option, who knows, but then there's no immunities, which kind of sucks, but it actually does have solid coverage, right? It's resistant to fighting, flying, poison, bug, steel, grass, electric fairy, all of them just the regular resistance, no 4 times resistant. Pokemon that are going to be in the meta like Ferrothorn or like Toxapex or those really annoying mons, I could see Toxtricity coming in and being a solid counter, or if anything, just a solid like you can't really do anything to this mon right now. So a big part of it is the movesets. We got the low key and the amped up. The only thing that's really going to change in here is the last move at level 52. So for the amped up form, sorry if I'm scrolling a lot, we got shift gear right here, and that's going to raise your speed, and it's going to raise your special attack, right? And it actually raises your speed like 2 notches, so that's pretty huge. And then the low key form gets magnetic flux, and what this does is it's not only going to raise your defense and special defense by 1 stage, it will raise your your teammates. So that's pretty huge in doubles. I think that could be like a really nice move if we pair this up with an already defensive Pokemon, like something like Ferrothorn. I think you could be in business and you could have like a really solid team line. So just going through a few other moves that stand out to me, Eerie Impulse is kind of a new one that's interesting. I didn't put that on any of my movesets, but if you guys see any like use for it, let me know. Stuff like Taunt, that's typical, Swagger, Toxic. For the most part, I'm just looking at Boom Burst and Overdrive for this list. I think those two are going to be the big special attacking moves. And then going down to the TM list right here, we do have a lot of those great moves for doubles or just competitive in general, like Volt Switch. You got Protect, which is a given, and then you got stuff like Thunder Wave. Even Fire Punch could be good against that Therathorn counter, Ferrothorn. Oh my god. And then TRs, you got some good ones as well, right? If you don't want to do Overdrive and you would just want to yeet it, like Thunder might be a good choice. That would probably be better for singles since Overdrive does hit both opponents. Sludge Bomb is really nice. That's going to be something we talk about, Sludge Bomb versus Sludge Wave. Both are very viable options. And then you got stuff like Hyper Voice, which similar to Boom Burst, could come in handy with the abilities that he has. So let's talk about the abilities, right? We got Punk Rock, which does a sound move bonus. So stuff like Boom Burst, Overdrive, these kind of moves are going to get a big boost. Plus, I don't think I really see any use for this. Just to note that the low key form, it's going to have minus. So you can be real cutesy and use them together and then get that ability, but I don't really see it happening. If you do and it works out, please send me a video. That would be a sight to see. But then we lastly have Technician. This move, it pretty much does more damage if your attack move has 60 or less damage. We don't have too many moves in the moveset that do that, but it's okay, it's okay. We have just a little foreshadowing. The meme moveset might use that ability. So the regular set I had, I maxed out special attack and I did speed. I guess I could just throw the rest in HP to be safe. Like, that's kind of your discretion, but special attack and speed are going to be huge, right? I went with modest nature since shift gear does give 2 stages to speed and only 1 to special attack. Well, when I say special attack, I actually mean attack. So this is just huge to get those 2 stages for speed. Personally, I do think with the Punk Rock ability and these special attacking moves, it's gonna be a lot easier to benefit like right away. I don't think you're gonna have too much time to set up with shift gear with the low defensive stats that he has. So I do opt for the special attacking set, even though we don't benefit at all from this +1 attack. Other moves I threw on here is Boom Burst. That's pretty self-explanatory, along with Overdrive. And then Sludge Wave, you can go Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb. The difference is Sludge Wave is going to give you 5 additional power, but a 20% less likely chance to poison a Pokemon. Personally, I don't really care about poisoning too much in VGC. I'm more about the just 5 extra damage. I think that could make or break a move. Lastly, we put Life Orb on this man just to get that extra additional damage. If you try anything else, let me know. Obviously, bans aren't going to be a good idea if you're going to run a move like Shift Gear, but you could go Bandit, get rid of Shift Gear, and throw on another special attacking move. I definitely see that as a possibility. Alright, so shifting gears. Good one, am I right? So shifting gears to the low-key form. I really like the low-key form. I do a lot of the stuff the same, except instead of shift gear, you have magnetic flux as that setup move. But you could, ideally, just take that regular set, use it for the low-key form, and then swap magnetic flux and shift gear. But since I want to be a little more creative, I threw some other stuff in the mix, and this might be a nice way to showcase slight changes, slight tweaks that you can play around with. So I do like Air Balloon just because ground is my biggest concern with these guys. Pokemon like Excadrill seems to be very common in the meta and are going to be huge with the Rapid Spin boost. So I think Air Balloon could do a lot of good for these boys. Punk Rock is going to be the same ability because we do have the sound moves in the set, and then Sludge Wave, obviously I like that for doubles much more than Sludge Bomb, and then Magnetic Flux. I think this could be really powerful with like a little Ferrothorn or a defensive Pokemon next to you. Really nice to set up. The only other change I made is I went with more of a speed nature for this man if I wasn't going to have shift gear, because I don't get that 2-stage speed bonus. So I opted for timid instead of something like modest. Alright, the last one. This is what everyone's been waiting for, right? We got Toxtricity, Life Orb, Technician. Yeah, that's right, we're going Technician on this man. So I picked a few moves that had that below 60 attack stat. So we have Power Up Punch, which is going to be huge. I really liked it on, what was it, in X and Y, when I could use it on my Mega Kangaskhan, but this guy only hits once, not twice. Not as good, but you know what? It's really nice. We're going to get that extra damage with Technician, and we get the attack bonus. We went Nuzzle as well. We can get that Paralyze. That's really nice, and it does damage. It's going to do a solid chunk too with the Technician, and then Payback, which is pretty much the only below 60 power move. There's other ones, but they're special attacking for the most part. I thought about just throwing on something huge like a Gunk Shot to get that poison coverage, but that's to your own discretion. There really isn't too many poison physical attacking moves that are under 60 attack. And then I want Protect just because that's a good, like, covers your bases and doubles. It's just a smart move to take on a lot of Pokemon. And you know what? I ran out of moves to put on this man, if I'm going to be honest. This moveset has some kinks you need to work out. But then we went Adamant Nature, just going to get that attack as beefy as I can. And then we threw everything into Speed and Attack. Pretty self-explanatory. I really like this guy, man. This is a really nice Pokemon. Overall, in the meta, I think he's not going to be seen a ton. He's a really unique typing, but I don't think it makes him stand out any. I think if people created something really unique with him on their teams, then you could see him slide into the meta just because I think he's fun to use. But for now, he's probably going to be like, not quite OU, right? But it was fun. It was fun. It was fun looking at this guy. I love using him in battles. He's one of my favorite Pokemons in the new generation. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Toxtricity? I hate his name because it's hard to say. And then what do you guys think of his movesets, his competitive viability? Feel free to correct me or to put your own movesets in the comments section. I love that. Really looking at your guys' stuff is just as helpful as watching the video, right? So check out the comments below. I'm gonna peace out. It's been great. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It's been Clark Knight. Peace, boys.
Count what you have now. Don't count what you don't have.